Attorneys for the St. Johns County teen accused of killing a schoolmate are ramping up his legal defense. A bundle of new court filings from Aiden Fucci's lawyers states that he will not participate in any conversation without his lawyer and demands parts of the trial be closed to the public. Fucci is accused of stabbing 13-year-old Tristyn Bailey to death on Mother's Day of 2020. News4JAX reporter Joe McLean is live at the Duval County Jail where Fucci is being held. And Joe, take us through these motions and what his lawyers are asking for.
Well, I spoke to a defense attorney who's not affiliated with this case, and he said this little bundle of motions that were just filed, they're pretty typical for any major criminal trial like this. They're meant to strictly control what Aiden Fucci says and what he doesn't say. And really, the goal is to keep the full burden of proof on the state.
Attorneys for Aiden Fucci tossing up legal shields, reasserting his constitutional rights to remain silent, to have his lawyer present, and every other protection he's granted in the legal system. A 1.5-page document also said the 15-year-old will not be providing the court with samples of hair, blood, urine, saliva, skin, fingernail, or even handwriting, and also refuses to take a polygraph test, meet with a psychologist or minister, or have any conversation without his lawyer present. The document also said Fucci does not consent to any of his belongings or his home being searched. Mitch Stone is a defense attorney who's not affiliated with the Fucci case. He says these are mostly common strategies for a high-profile defendant.
Anything that Aiden Fucci says to anybody that is not considered attorney-client privilege can and will be used against them, as we hear on, anytime anybody has read their rights. And that is absolutely true.
In late June, Fucci's attorneys also filed a motion to bar news cameras from the courtroom during jury selection and the pretrial process. News4JAX was one of several media organizations which filed a demand that these parts of the trial be open to the public. Stone says the defense attorneys are thinking about the prospective jurors and how they'll react to cameras.
The danger of having a jury selection process open to the public is that jurors are encouraged to be open and honest and discuss their feelings, discuss their opinions, discuss their knowledge, and really open up to the attorneys and the court so that we can make a determination of whether they are appropriate for the particular case that that jury selection is ongoing about.
Now, that group of media organizations, including ours, are basically arguing First Amendment rights, protect the coverage of this type of trial. Also, the cameras and the recording equipment, the coverage does not reveal the jury's identity. So that's important to note. There's also the media organizations are arguing that there's an enormous public interest in this case, and there's an enormous amount of interest amongst the public to see how this plays out. Now, coming up at 10, we're going to talk more about both sides of these arguments, dive in a little bit deeper, but we do want to hear from you. Let us know what you think about this trial, whether it should be open to the public. Let us know inside the story on news4jax.com. Reporting live, Joe McLean, Channel 4, the local station.